Our brain is the most complex, highly organized structure in the universe. But in today's reality, it's hopelessly outdated. Just a few thousand years ago, there could be people who possessed almost all the knowledge available to mankind. But this is not because the people of antiquity were endowed with superintelligence. Simply, knowledge was not enough, and the picture of the world was much simpler without microbiology and quantum physics, higher mathematics, and so on. Some discoveries were so rare that many people managed to live a whole life without adding something new to their information mosaic. However, those times long ago faded into oblivion because now the pace of scientific and technological progress has gained such speed that it became possible to exist various popular science magazines in which a huge number of publications of new discoveries. For example, René Descartes was smarter than the absolute majority of his contemporaries, and his contribution to world history is difficult to overestimate. There is a huge number of things in his works with which it is really difficult to argue. For example, the most famous statement, cogito ergo sum, which means I think, therefore I exist. After all, 95% of people will not be able to answer the simplest question about what thinking is. From the point of view of psychology, thinking is the process of your cognitive activity, the essence of which is the accumulation, systematization, and mediated reflection of the surrounding world. All IQ tests are useless because intelligence in general is a manifestation of the properties of anatomically different cognitive systems, each of which has its own level of capabilities. So, the main criterion that defines you as an intelligent being is how you think, how complete the picture of the surrounding reality is in your head. Krieger has an interesting quote: "Man is the product, the directed evolution of the universe, with the goal of self-exploration." I recommend pausing the video and thinking about this thought again. Tabula rasa is the thesis that the individual human being is born without any predetermined mental content. As children, through sensory experiences, we desperately fill the blank canvas of our minds, opening ourselves up to everything new, asking a million questions, sticking our fingers in a socket. Yes, that's how we learn about the world. But as we age, something breaks in us, and some pathological informational satisfaction replaces the vigorous inquisitiveness. After all, the problem is not that 95% of people will not be able to correctly answer the question about why the sky is blue or why there is a change of seasons. No, the problem is crowds of adults opening horoscopes or dream books in the morning. The problem is moms unwilling to vaccinate their children, treat them with traditional medicine. The problem is the billions of fundamentalists around the world. What kind of person would you have to be to have direct access to all the knowledge of mankind and base your life beliefs on premises that can be blown to smithereens in 2 minutes just by Googling and thoughtfully reading the information? Again, because this is very important, one of the most important components of your intelligence lies in your ability to build a correct picture of the world and reflect it as objectively as possible. Although the memory in our heads is theoretically capable of storing more than 250,000 standard books, no human brain can absorb and systematize even the knowledge already known to mankind in a single lifetime. However, humans are stupider than they think for more than just the above reasons. The brain has other fundamental limitations, which include 3 metacognitive distortions. The first is the phenomenon of sense knowledge. This is an error in the accuracy of knowledge actualization. The second is the illusion of knowledge. This is a metacognitive distortion in which a person exaggerates the degree of understanding of the material. Every parent faces this illusion when they realize that they are unable to answer the simplest questions of their child. And the third is the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is a distortion in which people with low intelligence tend to overestimate their own cognitive abilities. It is because of this phenomenon that there are so many untalented people, unshakable in their own self-confidence and irresistibility, while truly talented people remain in the shadow of their own doubts, complexes, and fears. Yes, people are stupider than they think, but don't despair. You don't need to know everything to be smarter than 95% of the people on the planet. It's enough to use the method of the same Descartes. Throw away all the tinsel hanging on you since childhood and start building your own picture of the world, honestly answering basic ontological questions. Because until you do this, you will live in the power of authorities, the popular opinion of others, the paradigm generated by the individual conditions of your life, and, of course, the limitations of the human mind and feelings.